Louis Vuitton, the latest luxury name to report results, giving us some clues about how the high-end consumer is holding up. Robert Frank is here with that story. Better than the low-end consumer, right?
Certainly, and it was really interesting stock action this morning with LVMH. It was down initially. Now it's bouncing back after that initial fall, and that's because it was a weak quarter for the world's largest luxury company. Overall sales down 4%. Its core fashion and leather goods, that's the big driver. That was down 9%. The company citing weakness in China, currency swings, what they call the macro environment. The U.S. remained flat. That was actually helped by strength at Sephora. A lot of people don't realize LVMH owns Sephora. And stronger demand for champagne. So that's a good sign for the U.S. Now, luxury investors now turning to Kering and Hermes next week. Hermes expected to be strong as the wealthiest consumers, as Sarah just mentioned, continue to spend. The focus on Kering will be on its troubled Gucci division. Now, broadly speaking, beyond LVMH, luxury stocks are riding a lot higher on this K-shaped economy where the wealthy keep spending, the middle and lower income consumers still cutting back. You see that in airlines, across travel, lots of companies right now. Ralph Lauren hitting an all-time high the other day. Richemont reporting a 6% rise in jewelry sales, and Brunello Cucinelli reaffirming its forecast of 10% sales growth here. So really strong at the very top of this market. Hermes market cap, which passed LVMH first back in April, now larger than LVMH, even though their sales are about 1/5 that of LVMH at around 249 billion euros. Surprising to many people, given their overall size, that the market cap of Hermes.
Not surprising if you know what a Birkin bag costs.
Yeah, that's true. Or what $10 million for the real Jane Birkin is going to help demand for overall Birkin bags. So even within luxury, we have this sort of split between the very high of luxury and those companies that really appeal to the aspirational buyer, the more mass market luxury. And that's where LVMH has got to work that out.
How much of this involves any kind of stabilization in China demand?
Everything that you see in LVMH stock price coming back today is based on their optimism yesterday about China. I don't know what that's based on. The Chinese were shopping in Japan because of the weaker yen. Now they're shopping a little bit more back in China. Doesn't make up for the difference. But because you've seen that repatriation of luxury demand back in China from Japan, there is this hope that maybe the Chinese consumer comes back. Chinese consumer is a third of sales at LVMH, so it's critical. I don't see real signs of a comeback, but that's what investors are betting on today.
Yeah, Coke said they saw growth in China. When I asked about it, things are a little bit more stable, maybe. So we'll continue to look for clues. Where's the first place you see when luxury cracks?
I mean, it started cracking at the bottom really 2 years ago, and it's sort of working its way up. Again, I think Cucinelli, Hermes, some of these very sort of quiet luxury brands are going to be immune because they produce so little. But I think Dior, for instance, is a very exclusive brand. They're having trouble right now. People didn't expect that. And, of course, Gucci, which has its own issues.
I have a request for a future report on the art market because there's weird things going on there. I know you follow it. You'd think things would be going like this given what you're describing, but that's not the case.
So I've been thinking about it, and my whole newsletter this week, Inside Wealth newsletter, is really looking at this question. When financial wealth rises, the art market always follows suit. For the past 3 years, it's broken, and people are trying to understand why. I think it's because younger generations of rich people, collectors, don't want the same paintings at the same price. They collect other things. They like handbags. They like sports collectibles. So I think the auction houses are trying to catch up with that. But the big question now is the art market broken? And if not, how will the whole industry shift to meet this new generation?
Yeah, the Journal kind of wrote a piece like that last couple of days about at least trophy art, right? But 10 million and up.
But we had 20-plus declines for 2 years in a row in the art market, 6% so far this year. It's a puzzle given that wealth is growing. The stock market's growing.
Robert, thanks.
Robert.
Thank you, guys.